Nick Diaz returns to training after months of alarming silence for the first time in months. There is genuine optimism surrounding one of MMA's most enigmatic figures. Nick Diaz is back in training. After a prolonged period that sparked widespread concern about his safety and well-being, the former UFC welterweight title challenger has been seen back in the gym, reconnecting with the grind that once made him one of the most feared and respected fighters in the sport. A troubling absence that alarmed the MMA world. Diaz's disappearance from regular training and public life raised red flags throughout the MMA community. Fans and fellow fighters alike grew uneasy as videos surfaced online showing Diaz in a visibly concerning state. His speech, appearance, and overall demeanor prompted serious questions about his physical and mental health. Those fears intensified when his scheduled UFC comeback bout, which was meant to mark a new chapter in his legendary career, was abruptly canceled. What was once billed as a celebratory return instead became another reminder of the battles Diaz has faced outside the cage. Voices of concern from those closest to him, longtime training partner and former UFC contender Jake Shields, was among those who publicly addressed the situation, acknowledging that Diaz had been struggling and emphasizing the need for patience and support rather than judgment. Others within the MMA community echoed those sentiments, stressing that Diaz's legacy should not be overshadowed by speculation, but rather respected for what he has already given to the sport. Back where he belongs now, months later, signs of progress are finally emerging. Reports confirm that Diaz has returned to training with his team, a development that has been met with relief and cautious optimism. While there is no indication of an immediate fight announcement, the simple act of stepping back onto the mats is a meaningful victory in itself. For a fighter whose identity has always been intertwined with combat, discipline, and resilience, this return signals something far more important than a potential comeback bout. It signals stability. What comes next? Whether Nick Diaz ever competes again inside the UFC octagon remains uncertain. At this stage, the focus appears to be on health, routine, and rebuilding rather than fight contracts and rankings. And perhaps that's exactly where it should be. For now, the MMA world can take comfort in knowing that one of its most iconic figures is moving in the right direction. Back to training, back to structure, and back to himself.